Carolyn Conley here to take you through the week on HRTV. International reporter Fanny Salmon was in Deauville this week for an update on Goldakova with trainer Freddie Head.
Deauville, where the sea meets the turf and sometimes Saratoga weather. It is here that Miesque, then ridden by jockey Freddie Head, won back-to-back Prix Jacques Lemarois on her way to Breeders' Cup glory in 1987 and 1988. It is here that we caught up with Goldakova as she gets ready to tackle the boys in the same contest, one of the toughest miles in Europe.
I'm very happy, very happy. Can't say I think she's as well as last time. Maybe even better. It's hard to say that. I mean, I wouldn't like to say that. Let's cross our fingers and just wish for the best.
Freddie had decided to leave the filly in Deauville after she crushed same-sex opposition in the Prix d'Astarte Prix Rothschild. And the Breeders' Cup champion seems to like it there.
She's exactly like she was at 2 or 3. She kept the same power and the same will to go on and go faster and faster all the time. She's very impressive for that. She's kept really a fighting spirit. At work in the morning, I've got nothing that can go with her, but she can train by herself. That's why she's quite exceptional, I would say.
Now, we also talked to Freddie Head about Nacus, the talented 3-year-old who ran a disappointing third to last in the Win and You're In Prix Maurice de Guest last Sunday. Freddie says they're running tests which will determine what happened, and only then will they decide whether or not Nacus is still a contender in the sprint division.
Flooding in the Louisville area this week damaged the Kentucky Derby Museum at Churchill Downs. Wendy Trinan was on the phone to explain how the museum is working to save their one-of-a-kind artifacts.
We found some water that was trapped between the basement level ceiling and the main floor exhibit area. We found some water that had been hiding there from us, but that has all now been evaporated. So we're hopeful that we're on top of the situation. The cleanup crews are really done with the main first stage of cleanup. They've taken up all the carpet on the main floor. We've had about 750 feet of dryers ranging all through the museum. They're pumping in about 18,000 cubic square feet of hot air into the museum. It gets really hot here at times, about 125 degrees, as they try to dry us out. So we're hopeful that everything is progressing just fine. What's going to take the longest period of time is really doing the inventory for the collection. We had to move about 2,000 pieces out of the collection area in under an hour, and it's all laying on tables in the basement as we try to put all the pieces back together now. The first push was really to save the fine art pieces in the collection. We do have several one-of-a-kind items. Obviously, lots of things that trainers and owners and jockeys have given us over the years that were first-time things that they were given for their Derby wins are irreplaceable. So those were really the primary focus for us when the flood started. And then the archives, a later focus, and we were able to save quite a few of the books in our collection. But those are research items and not artifacts that we hold dear to us. So we have about 40 paintings and other materials that were damaged. They were sent out yesterday to a conservation office in Chicago. We're hopeful that none of them are so heavily damaged that they will be a total loss. But because nothing was damaged to the point that it's a total loss, it's the quantity we were able to rescue that has amazed us.
We all remember the 2007 Kentucky Derby with Street Sense and Calvin Burrell. This week on Pursuit of the Cup, the two were also remembered for their Breeders' Cup juvenile victory.
Homeward bound Circular Key coming on gamely on the centre of the track, but it's not going to get to Street Sense, who's gone well clear as they come for home now. And it's going to be Street Sense to win this one at distance. Street Sense could not have been more impressive. He romps.
Physically, he's a beautiful animal. He's a very sensible, intelligent horse, but he's a man, and he's settled in to his life as a stallion and living here. He lives here for most of the year, and for about 5 months of the year he goes to Australia and lives there. He was a tremendous racehorse. He won the Breeders' Cup Juvenile and then went on to win the Kentucky Derby. So he beat the curse. It was a horse that turned up on the big day.
And here is Street Sense, a stretch running sensation.
He's more what I always call a racetrack horse, that he's very comfortable in the stall. He's not a great horse for turning out. He likes to go out for about 2-3 hours, and if the flies are bad, he likes to roll quite a bit, but he's always looking to come in when it's time to go in.
Saturday was Race for the Ribbon night at Charlestown, benefiting breast cancer research. The racing was highlighted by the inaugural running of the Charlestown Oaks. Good card of racing you have lined up for tonight. Tell us a little bit more about what Charlestown is doing to draw attention to the Race for the Cure.
Breast cancer is a cause, won't lie, it's pretty close to me with my mom being a survivor, and just seemed like it was a natural extension since we had the Charlestown Oaks on this day and the Miss Shenandoah, which is a 2-year-old filly race, and partnered up with the Susan G. Komen folks and have some great events going on here today to raise some money for breast cancer research.
4 gifts will make it 3 gifts in a row for trainer Steve Asmussen, Robbie Alvarado, and the betting puglet.
Robbie, let's start with you. You were joking that Darren got on you for winning by too much earlier on. How much horse did you have left there at the wire?
She waited on him a bit, but she's been so well matched all year long. Today was a freshener for a breath of fresh air, but the way it seemed like they had some tough fillies in there.
Talk a little bit about what it means to your stable, and just a night like tonight, really Charlestown seems to be getting a lot more notoriety.
Yeah, Charlestown, hats off to them, the racing department and everything. They treat you so well when you come in here. They do whatever they can to accommodate you, and we've had a lot of luck.
When HRTV Rewind returns, who made the list of Siegel's future stars?
They have not come close to getting to the bottom of this colt. He is going to be a star.
And Saratoga remains the graveyard of favorites.
A shocker in the Sword Dancer. 33-1 drops a bomb for trainer Steve Hobby. All right, what we do have at Saratoga is a post-parade coming up, and you're going to hear Tom Durkin singing along with Sam the Bugler in this rendition of Minnie the Moocher. Take a look.
Hey folks, here's the story of Minnie the Moocher. She was a low-down hoochie coocher. She was the roughest, toughest frail, but Minnie had a heart as big as a whale. Hidey, 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 hi. Howdy, 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 ho. Heedy, 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 hee. Hidey, 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 ho. Entering the track for the Cab Calloway, number 1.
Notice he does that on a Wednesday when there's, say, 10,000 people there, as opposed to a Saturday when there's 35,000 people.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, honoring Cab Calloway and this, of course, the New York Stallion Cab Calloway purse.
Cab Calloway would be proud.
He would be.
I was hoping for a do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. And also on Race Day America, Tom Durkin pointed out that National Pirate Day.
That's right.
Is coming up,
That's
which
right.
I wasn't aware existed, but Durkin pointed this out, and he was looking to hopefully see ARG.
Well, no,
his name in the entries.
We actually, I was on when we interviewed him that day, that morning, and we were talking about ARG, and I said, whatever happened to ARG? And he said that he had understood him to be racing somewhere in the Midwest or somewhere now.
Okay.
You know, and but we had a real good, fun time talking.
ARG should only run where Tom Durkin is calling races. Right. Period.
Jockey Richard Migliore passed the test this week and was on the phone to recap his win aboard Flashing.
Well, Richard Migliore, a New Yorker himself, makes his way back to New York and is based there riding and comes fresh off a win on Flashing in the test, the Grade 1 event. Certainly when you take a horse to the gate, as I've been looking through some of the horses that you've been riding, Flashing included, you get the goods done. So congratulations for that win in the test. Could you just take us through that race?
Yeah, no, it was great to get the opportunity to ride her. She had, I guess, started to show a habit of trying to drift out and was getting a little bit rank. And Rick Matee, Saeed bin Suro's assistant here in the States, he called me and asked me if I'd come out at Belmont and work her one morning and just, give him an opinion, what I thought. And she was really, honestly, she was terrific. She was very kind with me and never got out, and he liked the way I got along with her, so that was the way I was able to pick up the mount for the test. And her breeze at Saratoga before the race was so good that I really had a lot of confidence that she was going to be very tough to beat. And then the race just fell so well. She broke very cleanly, relaxed beautifully in a nice position, and when she turned for home and got in the right lead, I felt pretty good about things, and she came through for me.
A 33-1 upset in the Sword Dancer this week kept Saratoga's reputation intact as the graveyard of favorites.
Better talk now, giving his all on the outside for the final 100 yards. Telling trying to hold on here for the upset, and it is Telling to do it. Telling a 33-1 winner of the Sword Dancer.
A shocker in the Sword Dancer as Telling at 33-1 drops a bomb with Javier Castellano in the saddle for trainer Steve Hobby.
Tell you another thing, these horses, there are certain crafty horses that they're intelligent, but they figure out the riders the same way as the riders figure out the horse, and sometimes a change of riders will stir up a horse, and their form will change. You see a rider ride them 2 or 3 times, get a good response out of them. The 4th time, they start tailing off, boom, you switch riders, and in the form reversal, and maybe that's what happened today. Maybe everything just fell into place, but the bottom line, Telling is a Grade 1 winner.
Now he is, in this graveyard of favorites thing, certainly rearing its ugly head yet again at Saratoga. The favorites go up in flames, huge prices all around, and Telling at 33-1 takes down the Sword Dancer Invitational Stakes.
Trouble handicapping steeplechase racing? We've got Sean Clancy on hand for tips all the way up to the gate.
This is a race, it's for horses that have not won an unrestricted stakes. So it's basically horses that they're not our novices, they're not our first-year horses, but they're not our open Grade 1 types that you saw last week, like mixed up. Now, they're almost there. A horse like Dynasty is very good. Swagger Stick has been a novice. He tried Open Company this spring. DeLucci has done well in open allowance races. But these horses are just a notch below our open stakes horses. The winner here is probably going to the Turf Riders Cup up here in 2 weeks, or back to the Lonesome Glory at Belmont Park in early September.
They're coming down to that final fence here, and here is Dynasty. Dynasty is up and over first, and a late run coming from Swagger Stick, and a late run from Arcadius, and a late run from DeLucci, and they're coming down to the finish. It is Dynasty, and Dynasty's going to prevail. Dynasty was a 2-length winner here.
How did he do that? That was impressive. Dynasty looks beat, but he comes back to win it.
And you see him go over the hurdle right
He's
here,
in the lead.
and you say, okay, and now everybody just engulfs him, and you figure at this point he's done, but it's not even close. Just one little tap, couple of quick little, and that's not even a severe tap, just a little tap to keep the horse up, and just draws right away.
Congratulations to the Hall of Fame inductees, class of 2009. Trainer Bob Baffert and retired jockey Eddie Maple, and the Hall of Fame's first female trainer, Janet Elliott. This year's equine inductees include the only 2-time winner of the Breeders' Cup Classic, Tiz Now, along with Silver Bullet Day and Ben Nevis II. Along with the induction ceremony, the Hall of Fame Stakes took place Friday at Saratoga.
Courageous Cat is a very well-bred colt. You don't bring them any better than this. Storm Cat out of Tranquility Lake, full brother to Aftermarket, and Courageous Cat. I love this win. This was a race called the A Gift. It was just an overnight stake. He had just broken his maiden prior to this race, so you talk about a horse who's getting good quickly. Although he's going to be challenged here in the final 16th of a mile by Al Khali, I thought maybe Courageous Cat just kind of waiting for him here. When Al Khali gets close, Courageous Cat
could have gone around again.
Ton left in the tank. So I think he makes another forward move for Bill Mott. I mean, again, he's only run the 5 times, wins his maiden, comes right back and wins the A Gift. I think he's going to win this race, and I think he's going to be a very important horse in the older turf division, maybe even as a 3-year-old.
Up the fence comes Al Khali. They're in the final furlong. Courageous Cat, the leader. Sal the Barber runs at Courageous Cat, who stretches out. Courageous Cat was the winner.
In the A Gift,
He won that race, and he was playing around. He wasn't even.
He's still playing around.
He's still playing around. He won a mile and eighth, 1:45 and 4, and he is. They have not come close to getting to the bottom of this colt. He is going to be a star.
A celebration continues at Saratoga for the newly inducted members of the Hall of Fame. Janet Elliott, Eddie Maple in the middle, Bob Baffert on the right with his 3 Kentucky Derby wins. That should be like automatic in baseball. You hit 500 home runs, you're going to the Hall of Fame. You win 3 Kentucky Derbies, you're going to the Hall of Fame.
I think so. I think you're in pretty good shape. You win 2, you should be in there.
Right.
When HRTV Rewind returns, what Mike Smith thought of Zenyatta's latest win.
You could run on the beach over here at Del Mar, you could run her at Saratoga, you could run her wherever you want to run her. I mean, she'll run over anything. It's just amazing.
And a behind-the-scenes look at San Diego handicap winner Informed in the latest edition of HRTV Diary.
Hi, I'm David Mayer, and I'm going to be taking you on the Doug O'Neill Dream Team Tour. Let's do it. Now I can feel the heart beating more. Good boy.
All right, you've done some good work. It's bullet drill time. I got a couple of questions. Some
right.
really live horses.
Okay.
Quality Road. Let's start out there.
Okay.
You a believer, or do you need one more?
I'm a believer. La Monkeys.
Believer for all the
1965.
marbles?
Could be.
Really?
Watch and see how he does in the Travers, though.
Elusive Heat, is she as fast as advertised?
Maybe faster.
She might be faster, I agree.
Smoking.
Now, Zenyatta, a lot of talk about Horse of the Year. We'll decide that at the end of the year, but how do you top perfection if Zenyatta wins out? Do you?
You don't, but you still have Rachel out there,
Yeah.
so that's the problem. She's perfect too this year too, you know.
Speaking of Rachel,
Yeah.
Exercise Rider gets goosebumps in the morning. What does that mean for the fans in the afternoon?
Wherever she goes, you follow.
Yeah.
Zenyatta remained unbeaten, winning her 12th lifetime start this week and her 2nd Clement Hirsch at Del Mar.
And Zenyatta, just an amazing coverage of ground. She just covers so much ground with those bounding strides.
And Zenyatta goes to 4 in a row with a flawless performance, winning the Apple Blossom by 4.
How do you describe perfection? Why try? Let's just watch her run. Here comes the Amazon.
I found a new word for her today, and it's bottomless. You know, some horses you hit the bottom of, you know that's all they have. I just don't know if she even has a bottom.
Making it look all too easy. This is simply poetry in motion. Riding away effortlessly. 8 for 8 for Zenyatta. Undoubtedly now a living legend. Perfect 10 for 10. Zenyatta. Here's the real Zen Master, and she's won 11.
Zenyatta is the best horse I've ever trained. She's just such a magnificent racehorse. He's so special in so many ways and just has a great desire.
Great desire, and she was extended like she's never been extended before. Zenyatta on the far outside, Jeff, doing her best 88 distaff personal ensign impersonation.
She is not running down winning colors here, however.
That's not ocean colors.
You're right. I tell you, this is a filly who was given so much to do, but she was able to respond and keep her record intact, having to run her last quarter in 22 and change. She does get there, and it just shows the class that she has.
You know, she ran fast, very fast, for the last 3/8 of a mile, but Gary, she only ran 3/8 of a mile.
Well, I don't even know if she ran 3/8. She ran more like 5/16 of a mile. I want you to ask yourself a question. Rachel Alexandra last week winning by 6 under a powerful whip all the way through the stretch. Zenyatta gets 2 backhanders from Mike Smith with the final 16th in under 6 seconds. I think that the reason that they may be looking at the Filly and Mare Classic is the fact that they may travel after the Breeders' Cup. They need to keep her fresh because there may be a confrontation afterwards. But I think that she's got a Hall of Fame jockey riding her, and he's saving something for the rest of the year. It's August right now, not November.
And she's only one away from tying that unbelievable personal ensign record of 13 for 13.
Zenyatta's jockey, Mike Smith, was on the phone Monday to celebrate her victory and his birthday.
Happy birthday, Mike Smith, who joins us on the line right now. How are you enjoying your birthday?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Congratulations with Zenyatta. Just talk about the race for us, please.
Once I got out and asked her to run, she finished unbelievable, man. They said that she hit the wire going 40 miles per hour. That was her top speed at the wire. She hit the wire. I mean, when I stood up, I mean, she literally just took off again. So mile 16 is kind of a sprint for her anymore, you know, so it's pretty amazing. Believe it or not, at no point did I think I was beat, though. Whenever she took off, I thought, God, I'm going to get him. I just didn't mean to quite make it that close. You know, she's just amazing wherever she runs. She just has such balance. I just don't know how to describe it. I mean, you could run her you could run on the beach over here at Del Mar, you could run her at Saratoga, you could run her wherever you want to run her. I mean, she'll run over anything. It's just amazing.
Mike, you've ridden some really nice horses in your career, but it's got to be something for your psyche when you go to a post parade and see fans with Zenyatta signs in the stands. What does that do for you about 5-10 minutes before the race?
Oh, it's amazing. You know, I haven't seen that, honestly, until Holy Bull was a horse that brought those kind of fans out. Back in the day, you know, I mean, people would have signs and people just fly from everywhere to come and see him, and I hadn't seen that since. And to see that yesterday was just incredible. I mean, there were people with more signs, and it was just amazing.
Exercise rider David Mia had the camera this week for a behind-the-scenes look at San Diego handicap winner Informed.
This is Informed. 1 week after his winning the San Diego handicaps, first day back to the track. He's tech walked the last couple of days. He looks great, feels great after his big run. He's going to go and walk around there for 5 minutes and loosen up, and then I'm going to get on him and take him to the track. This is going to be me riding Informed all the way around the track at Del Mar.
Okay, ya le hablaste?
Good boy. Come on then, big man, let's go. He says, no, I don't want to go yet. I'm not ready. We got no traffic. Now I can feel the heart beating more. I'm ready.
I'm ready to go.
Easy, boy. Easy, easy. Good boy. Good boy. Oh, you guys are still there then, I take it? Now I'm just going to walk him home. He's a bit of a project, just trying to get him to walk and relax a little bit more. Ho! Ho, buddy. I find that talking to them helps a lot. A couple of months ago, this horse wouldn't even walk. Wouldn't even jog, never mind walk. He's really starting to come around. This is him in his stall, and we're now prepping him for the Pacific Classic. And why not? Yesterday's claimer could be tomorrow's champion. Oh boy. Don't be mean. Show him your teeth. You know, show him your teeth. Look at this good horse.
The 2009 Fasig-Tipton Saratoga yearling sale saw record numbers, thanks to many domestic and foreign buyers.
Glennie, the median established a record, sales record, surpassing the previous mark. What does that tell us in regards to this sale in the industry?
Well, I think the message coming out of this sale generally is that Fasig-Tipton is now really throwing down the gauntlet for their main competitor at Keeneland. They're saying we have the ability to get the absolute top-notch pedigrees at this sale now. We have the backing, clearly, of Sheikh Mohammed's money. One of the consigners said to me when I was on my flight home, he was on the same plane with me, and he said, boy, the take-home message for me from this sale is you are in luck if you have got a Bernardini yearling this year. Certainly Sheikh Mohammed is patronizing those very, very heavily, and that's to be expected. Big breeders often will do that. If they're standing a nice stallion, they will try to buy up the nicest stock from that horse. The second thing is that this, I think, is an aberration in the market. What happened at Fasig-Tipton, I don't think we're going to see any other yearling sale this year up by almost 50%. Having said that, we did see some positive signs there. There was a lot of strong, aggressive American participation in addition to the money that Sheikh Mohammed and the Europeans spent. This, I think, was a one-off this season. I don't think we're going to see gains like this again this year.
That's all for HRTV this week. Here's what you can look forward to next week, including an all-new episode of Inside Information.
Well, we're out here at Pony Swim Lane. We're out on the Fire Company dock, and we see the Saltwater Cowboys out on the marsh horizon, and they're coming down through the marsh grass right now. They'll be coming around the turn. The Coast Guard is about to light the red flare for us. That gives us a signal that they'll be entering the water, and there's the flare now, so we see that going off, and the ponies are officially in the water.